So in this video we will be discussing regarding arrays and functions. So first we'll start with arrays. What do you mean by an array? An array is a collection of homogeneous elements, that is collection of items of same data type. Okay, they are used to store similar type of element. So we'll see an example. Okay, before arrays we will discuss something about variables. So variables, say I want to store 10, I will be storing it in C. In C equals to 10. Yes. So I want to store one more value in that. How can I do it? I can store one more value by writing C equals to 20. But here, when I write C equals to 20, this value will be erased off. This is a problem with variables. That is, variables can store only single values. So to store multiple values, we are going to use something called as arrays. Clear with that? So in array, to create an array, first we have to declare it. We have to do array declaration. It can be done as the following. The syntax I have given here. This is a syntax. First you are going to write the data type, which indicates the type of data you are going to use. Then array name, you are going to give the name to the array. Then size means how many blocks you want to allocate. That will be mentioned. For example, here I am saying int numbers of 10 means the compiler will create an array of size 10 of type integers. Okay. Homogeneous means the same type. If you are declaring here int means all the elements should be integer. Okay, you cannot store any character or any floating point or anything else. You have to store integers. It will store only the data items of same data type. So declaration, this is a normal declaration. Say you want to initialize also array declaration by initializing the elements. Here you can see I am initializing it int array, that is I'm initializing with 10, 20, 30, 40. So the compiler is creating an array of size 4. So this statement is similar to this statement. You can write like this also. Okay. Yes. Now next we will be writing a program to read 10 array elements and printing them. So I have given you the program here. Okay, we will go to the editor and we will execute. Before that, we will discuss functions also. At the end of this discussion, we will do the program on arrays as well as functions. I hope I'm clear with normal arrays. So we are going to declare them, and array elements will be accessed by their index. Okay. Say in this example, if you want to print only 10, how can you access? You can access array by their index. You can access array by its index. If you want to get this 10, you are going to say, and array index starts from 0. It means 10 is array of 0, 20 is array of 1, 30 is array of 2, 40 is array of 3. Okay, if you want to print them, you're going to say array of 0, first one. If you want to 10 to be printed, you're going to say array of 0. If you want 20 to be printed, you are going to say array of 1. I hope I'm clear with this. So this is a brief about arrays. Then going to the functions. So why we are using functions here? So in C, we can divide a large program into basic building blocks known as functions. The function contains set of programming statements enclosed by the curly braces. A function can be called multiple times to provide reusability and modularity to the C program. In other words, we can say that the collection of functions forms a program. The functions are also called as procedures or subroutines in some other programming languages. I hope I'm clear with the statements. Okay, is there any doubt here? I don't think so. These are small, simple words I have used to make you understand. So means what? See, functions, we are going to use them so that we can reduce our program size. So if the program is very much large, we can divide the program into functions. So these are the basic building blocks of the function. Basic building blocks of the program are called as functions. And in some other programming language, we will be calling them as procedures or subroutines. So there are three aspects of a function. What are those? First one is function declaration. So whenever you are using functions, first the function should be declared globally. Okay, globally means after the preprocessed statements, you're going to declare them first so that the compiler will come to know about that. Yes, this person is using this function which is returning this thing, and which is accepting these many parameters. Okay, next comes, once the function is declared in the main program, you have to call it. You have declared it and you have defined it. If you didn't call it, then there is no use of writing that function. Okay, so function call can be done, and in the function calling, if the function is accepting any parameters, you have to pass the parameters. Then comes your function definition. So this is a thing which is actually executed when the function is being called. Okay, whatever you want to achieve, you can write that in the function definition. I hope I'm clear with this. So this is a brief introduction about the functions. First you are going to write what is function, and next you are going to write these three things, that is function declaration, function call, and function definition. Then we will be writing a program. Okay, so now let's go to the editor and we will write some programs and we'll end up our session. Okay, yes, let's go to editor. So from now onwards, we will be writing program in Dev C++. Why we are using this means in the Turbo C, it is a very much older version. We have to write conio.h, getch, clr, ser. But the other editors were being updated, so in which we are going to not use that console. Okay. So in Dev C++, first go to new go to new and new source file. I'm using control N here. Okay, so let's write a program for arrays to understand arrays. Hash include stdio.h. So here one thing you are going to remember, that is int main you're going to write. Okay, and whenever you are writing int main, you have to write this return statement which tells that the program is successfully compiled. Okay, if you are not writing return statement, it will give you an error that the main method should return a value. Okay, yes, here I'm going to declare an array. So how to declare an array? Data type, array name. I'm going to give array name as numbers, and you're going to mention the size, that is I'm going to mention it as 10. Okay, so this is a normal declaration. If you want to initialize the elements, you can initialize here. Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So clear with this? And array elements starts from 0. So it means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 elements are there. If you want, you can store one more also, that is 11. Clear with that? Okay, this is how you are going to declare as well as initialize the arrays. If you want to access the elements, I'm going to store it first. Okay, I'll store it as arrays.c. Okay, now if you want to access any element of that array, how can you access? So if you want to print anyone, we will say %d normally. How can you access this? Is you can access them by their index. Say you want to print 1, the index of 1 is 0, so you're going to say numbers of 0. Okay, so how to compile here is there's an option called as compile and run. Here you can use F11 or simply click on this icon. In this window you're going to see that it will process the file. If any errors are there, it will be displayed here. Then after executing, it will display the output. Okay, there are some errors. No, there is a warning. Excess elements in array initializer. I think we would have written 10. Okay, you can see here 1 has been printed. Why 1 has printed is I'm saying numbers of 0. So you can access the array elements by their index. Okay, we'll say here only 10. Okay, understood how to access the array elements? Okay, now we will see how to read the array numbers. I'll delete till here. Okay, I'm declaring first, then I will say the user to enter the limit. Okay, I'm reading limit here, so for that I'm going to declare it limit, then scanf, it is an integer, so we are going to use %d comma and limit. Okay, now printf, I'll say enter %d elements. What is that %d elements is? Limit means what? If I enter limit, it means if I enter limit 5, it will be like enter 5 elements, like that it will be printing the statement. Okay, and one thing here, if you want to read the elements of array, you have to use for loop. So how to do it? So since array index starts from 0, you're going to start the index from 0, I equals to 0. And since it is from 0, you're going to read less than the limit. Means if the limit is 5, it will be like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Means 1 less. So that's why we are saying less than limit. You can also say less than or equal to limit minus 1, you can say. Okay, both the mean is same. Then I plus plus. If only one statement to be executed, then there is no need of writing the curly braces. So I will say scanf %d and numbers of I. How it works? When the I is 0, it will go inside, and whatever you will be entering, so numbers of I means numbers of 0. So at numbers of 0, the first number will be stored. I plus plus, I will become 1. So then again whatever you will enter, it will store in numbers of 1. So this is how this works. Okay, now after reading, I will print it. You have entered, I will use slash in here. You have entered, again for loop, starting from I equals to 0, I less than limit, I plus plus, and instead of scanf, we are going to write here printf %d comma numbers of I. I hope I'm clear with this. Okay, now save it, then go for compile and run. If any errors are there, it will be displayed, else it will go for, okay, there's an error. Okay, I am using I, no, I have not declared it, so declare I, save it, then again compile and run. Okay, there is no errors. Errors is 0, warning 0, output is displaying now. Okay, it is asking me to enter the limit. I will enter the limit 5. So you can see here, enter 5 elements. The cursor is on the same line. So enter your first number. I am entering 9. Then second number 2. Third number 1. Fourth number is 5. Fifth number is, sorry, space or enter you have to say 8. So you have entered 9, 2, 1, 5, 8. Clear with this? Okay, if you want it in a neat way, here after percentage you can say /n, and here also you can say /n. So save it, again compile and run. It is compiling. Okay, there is no error, no warning. It will ask you to enter the limit. I will enter 3 elements now. Okay, you can see the cursor is now on the next line, 10, 20, 30. So you have entered 10, 20, 30. I hope I'm clear with the array program. Yes, so now we are going to write one more program, that is to show you the functions. Okay, first we are going to write the header file, that is a preprocessor statement, stdio.h. Then first thing is, globally you're going to declare the function. So say I'm using a function which is not returning anything, and I'm going to say the function name as addition, which is accepting 2 parameters of type integers. Clear with this? This is how we are going to declare the function. So I will write a comment here, that is function declaration. Okay, once declaration is done, you're going to write the definition for it. I'm going to write the definition int. I will say normally a and b. Okay, these are the two things which is accepting. So what it should do? So here I will declare a variable int c equals to a plus b. Okay, sorry, int c equals to a plus b. Return return I'll explain the next program. Printf, the sum is percentage d, that is c. So this is a normal addition logic which we will be writing regularly. Okay, so now we are going to write our main method, main. Okay, here I will be saying int num1 num2. Okay, printf, enter two numbers, scanf percentage d, and don't use any /n or /t in scanf function. First percentage d is num1, second one is num2. Okay, now I will call the function. The function name is addition. I'm going to pass the two numbers. Okay, these num1 and num2 values will be stored in A. When I call the function, it will be stored in A and B. And in this function, what I'm doing, I'm adding the value of A and B and storing it in C, and I'm printing it. Clear with this? Okay, we will see. I will store it first. Save it first. Functions dot C. Okay, saved. We'll compile and run. If any errors are there, then we will solve them. Okay, no errors. So it will ask you two numbers. I'll say 5, 10. So you can see here the sum is being printed. What is the use of this functions? Same, it is same as addition. No, so what we are doing here? What is the difference? Look here. I'm calling it only once here. Say I want to add some two more numbers. How can I do it? You can call it again. Or else you can directly pass the value here, 10, 20. Okay, I will write one more time, 20, 30. I will save it, compile and run. first will ask you the numbers. So I will say 20, 40. You can see here the sum is 60, the sum is 30, the sum is 50. These two are the answers of these functions which you are calling here. So at a time you are going to write it. So this thing, it is being reduced here. If you want to do this in normally without functions, we have to write again, we have to store these values in a variable, then print the sum. It will be a bit bigger. So using functions, we have reduced the size of program, and we can call the function as many times as you want. Okay, this is the use. So this thing is called as calling function, and this is called as function definition. Function definition. Clear with this functions? This is a normal basic functions program. Say here the function is returning a type integer. So how can we return in a function? So here I will change integer. So whenever the function wants to return something, it can be done using return statement. I'll simply say return a plus b. This will again reduce your code size when you are using return statement. But the thing is, when you are returning it in the function call, you should store the result in a variable. So I will store the result in sum. Okay, I will store the result in sum, and I'm going to print the result. You can do like this is the one way, and there is one more way to do it. I will show you. The sum is percentage d comma sum. Okay, now we will compile and run. Yes, no errors. It takes time. 20, 30. So you can see here this is also working the same. So I have shown you the function with the return type. This is one way of doing it, or else you can directly call the function here. This thing can be called here, and you're going to print directly. This is the one thing of doing it. I will compile and run. Is there any mistake? Okay, sorry, you have to remove this semicolon. Yes, no errors. T60. So you can see it. I hope I'm clear with the functions program. So in this session, we have discussed a basic program on arrays and the basic program of function. We saw how the function works and how the arrays works. I hope I'm clear with this. If any doubts are there, post it on comments, or else you can contact me, or you can follow me in Instagram, Facebook, GitHub, and you can if you have any query, you can also mail me to my Gmail. Okay, and I will be active and I will be replying for your messages. Okay, so we will meet you in the next video. Thank you for watching.